All right, hi, Chris from Slick Cyber Systems. We're doing another video blog today, and I'm here with Steve and Jim.
Who doesn't want to ever do the intros to the videos?
So we're going to talk about digital hygiene for non-tech teams. That's the basis of the video. So, what do you think?
I think once in a while, but...
No, you don't.
Oh, okay. Digital hygiene. Well, maybe we should, kind of take a split second out and say, what's personal hygiene? Mm-hmm. It's like taking...
You don't know.
I'm not that geeky. No, yeah, I mean, you take your shower in the morning, you brush your teeth, you groom yourself, you take care of yourself, brush your hair, blah, 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 blah. So I think this is kind of the same idea in cybersecurity realm, but the key is here for non-tech teams. Define non-tech team, Chris?
Well, it's going to be your HR staff, your finance staff, admins, things like that.
So basically,
they might use tech, but they're not the tech.
So basically, everybody in the company, but
it's not IT.
Yeah. Okay, all right. So yeah, so and I think the key there is you don't need to be a tech head to stay secure. You can do this with a fair amount of digital hygiene.
Yeah.
A fair amount of just common sense things. Because once you build the habits, they're there forever, and that just eliminates risks. So and not only for yourself at home, but also obviously key part being is in the work environment.
So you're saying basic daily habits.
They should be daily habits. I mean, there are certain things that don't quite apply to the daily, but they should still be routine.
Like
password changes.
Okay.
I mean, you're not going to do that every day. That's absolutely unrealistic to do it every day. Would it be the best? Sure, but nobody. I don't even have the patience for that.
Yeah, I don't think anybody does.
But I mean, maybe once a month, 12 times a year. And you just change your passwords and and whatever systems that you're dealing with. I mean, it's good practice.
You can use a password manager to make that part easier too.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, there's software out there that will make that very easy for you. You have to remember one encrypted master password, and then it has all the other fine goodies in there for you.
Steve, what's your favorite password manager?
I just use the same one.
Which is?
Password.
Oh, not your
with
password.
a capital P. So.
No, your password manager, man. What's your favorite password manager?
I like MyGlue.
MyGlue?
MyGlue is very stout because it does MFA, which most of the other ones do not. Well, a few of them do, but not many. The vast majority of password managers do not do MFA as well. Have the TOTP section in it.
E-Wallet's not bad.
E-Wallet's a great program. I think Ilium's E-Wallet it's a very inexpensive solution. It's highly encrypted. You can have it synced to your mobile devices. I mean, it's all right, but it doesn't do the TOTP.
It's organizational flow is what I like about it.
Agreed.
And like how you can file it out.
I've tried other password managers.
And they're nowhere near that.
No, it's just like everything's just one big run, long run-on sentence. When you have like 4,000, 5,000 passwords like I do, and that's no exaggeration, it gets really complex, and I need to be able to categorize everything and put them in folders and groups and
it's easy to go back through and do a little bit of cleaning when you're in there.
And we are not sponsored by Ilium e-Wallet, by the way. We buy it. We pay the same price that you do. It's just a good piece of software.
I think MyGlue overall. I mean, just how you can institute security into it.
It is,
especially from the bottom up to the owner of the company.
Yeah,
so the owner has full control over everything.
It's way more robust than like your standard password manager, because it's part of IT Glue, which we techies use on the back end, but MyGlue is a subset of that's available for yes, there's a cost to it. It's very inexpensive, but it's available then to the employees of the company and what have you. And yeah, Steve, you're exactly right. There's a hierarchy there where, it's still company owned. It's not some private thing, So the passwords can.
Because what happens if someone leaves?
That is very important.
Yeah, exactly. We are dealing with business here now, not personal. So eWallet, fantastic personal solution. A very teeny tiny small business. Yeah, it can work, but just remember that whole little database is encrypted, and you're not breaking that encryption. You're going to lose everything in there if the employee leaves and says, "No, I'm not giving it to you."
Well, it's a great way to remember your password that you have to change every 90 days for work.
Yeah, well, any of them are, for that purpose.
This way, it's there. You only have to know one password to get into it.
Right. And it should be a very weird, unique,
so you can run it in conjunction with MyGlue, because you're going to need it anyway in order to remember your ever-changing passwords.
Which, again, MyGlue can help you do as well. So, I personally love it myself.
But you're going to have to remember that password to get into that.
You have to remember one. Yeah,
So.
and that should be not even close to what you use in for every other password. And I don't want to get into that stuff, but so, I mentioned about the brushing teeth. You do that every morning, midday, at night, whatever your frequency is. That could be an equivalent to changing a password. I mean, that's not obviously 3 times a day. Mm-hmm. Maybe the once a month thing, but you still routinely do things every day in your life. Do you remember to eat? I hope so. I'm sure some people don't, but there are things that you should do for your digital hygiene, for your digital presence, to keep yourself safe. Because the reality of it is, over 90% of all breaches involve human error of some type, and that's fact. You cannot dispute that. There are more surveys and statistics out there from Gartner to whomever, that's just truth. I mean, the human's got to click the button, right, the mouse button, or hit the keyboard. Yes, yeah, sure, I'll do that. So guys, what are some common mistakes that general folk make?
Oh, like we already kind of touched on, the weak passwords.
Well, yeah, the weak, or reusing the same password over and over again, or using their kids' names, their dog. And we've done that in previous videos ad nauseum. So
unapproved software.
Unapproved software, yeah. If you walk into your company and you say, well, I really like this program, and I'm just going to put it in. I'm installed on my machine. Well, first of all, hopefully your IT department's savvy enough to say, you're not doing that, and you block it. But if not, then that's just a risk. I mean, you need to speak with the IT department. First of all, it's illegal. Because you don't have a true license for it. Even if it's freeware, you should still make sure that IT and
scopes it out.
Yeah, and make sure that it's legit and there's ain't no bugs on me, thing. That dog commercial.
Well, you should be able to block that from a firewall level anyway, correct?
Well, not just firewall, Steve, but that would be more of, you could do that via group policy. You could do that. There's a lot of ways to do that. I mean, we use software, obviously, in the Kaseya end that can block and prevent that.
Our men can probably sense it and automatically delete it off.
Yeah, but even once it's installed, it may be too late. And it could be an instant deal. So you don't want them. So there comes the port blocking, right? So they're putting in a DVD or a Blu-ray or a USB stick or something, to be able to, that stuff should be, you should cut that, and I need to use this because I need to import or export. Okay, great. Tell me when you're done. How long is this going to take? It's 45 minutes. Okay, 45 minutes later, IT's calling you back going, you done yet? I mean, again,
lock it down.
But that's the IT safeguard. We're talking about now the user's
mistakes.
Thing, not necessarily that. Clicking links in email, phishing emails. We've said this ad nauseum as well. Second time use for that phrase, in this video. But it's like if you don't know where the email came from, or it's just too abrupt and asking too many odd questions, don't click on the damn thing.
All right. So how can a culture of security within an organization be incentivized? To encourage people to be cautious.
I don't think it's incentivized, Steve. It needs to be from corporate. It needs to be from the top.
But it has to be incentivized at some point.
Well, top echelon, the incentive is you don't want any bugs, So that's their incentive, and the incentive to the employees is you're going to do it or you're going to get fired. That's my opinion. Just saying.
I hear you, but you can't change behavior like that.
If you're working for me, you're going to change your behavior, or you're going to be working for somebody else. I mean, I have a very hard approach to that, just because.
You don't have to fix it?
What's that?
Because you're the one that has to fix it?
Well, yeah, and I am the guy that has to fix it, but at the end of the day, ownership owns it. I mean, that's their problem. And yeah, they have the absolute right to say, no. I mean, come on. Locking your screen when you walk away. That should be every company's policy. Lock your second screen.
It can be as easy as just having a recognition program.
Well, it could be, but you're back.
You're publicly acknowledging them, and
you're back to purchasing something to do something, and this shouldn't be purchasing. Well,
I don't think that's what he's saying.
Well, maybe
he's saying recognition, that recognize the fact that the person is doing things right.
Because you're trying to foster a culture.
Oh, I get that.
And just by saying, hey, you're fired for it, that ain't going to fly.
Yeah, because it's going to poop on the rest of the morale for everybody else.
So you got to have some culture, like maybe do like some monthly awards or wellness benefits for it or something.
Just be that, like that you're a leader in that thing, that you did a great job, that you're doing it right.
You certainly can do that.
Some training opportunities.
At the end of the day, what we're talking about now are things that, in my opinion, that people should be doing, period.
Yeah.
For their personal computing needs, let alone the business computing needs. So this is about the personal digital hygiene, not the corporate digital hygiene, because that's covered by IT and policies and all that stuff. We're talking about personal thought process here. You need to develop a thought process that fosters good professional hygiene for working on a computer.
Well, then there needs to be some type of training that they can get a white paper on or something, just for help.
Absolutely.
Tips.
Yeah.
Tips.
Oh my God. What you
Tips
expect the people to just learn it by themselves when they have enough
definitely rolls up to the corporate level.
It's corporate level training.
There needs to be training.
So that's a benefit in itself, because you're going to be worth way more. Once you learn a lot of the we'll call it tips and tricks, but I mean the reality of it is it's common sense practice in IT.
I think a big one though, on top of that tips and tricks, is realize as you want it. Everyone wants to be perfect all the time, because that's obviously how you avoid the problems.
Well,
but that's unrealistic in the sense that it's going to happen at some point. But have the person that maybe made a mistake acknowledge, hey, there's something I feel a little weird about this, or something's wrong with this. I did this, and this is what I got.
And even, let's face it. So when somebody's hired, they're onboarded, right? I mean, the training should be right then and there.
Yeah, but it should be ongoing too.
Absolutely, but there should definitely be immediate training. I mean, that person shouldn't touch a corporate computer until they've had some degree of training.
Correct.
And when I say some degree, obviously in the applications that they're going to use to run help run the business, that's critical, obviously. Yeah. But those hygiene pieces, the few that there are, of just how to think about it going into it, it should be given at the same time. I mean, and then reaffirmed, because I'm sure they're getting retrained on some of the software that they use day to day. An upgrade happens, right? And there's 3 changes or 10 changes, 20 changes. They have to get trained on that when it goes live. So why wouldn't you just keep bringing in the hygiene piece?
I'm actually shocked about this. A similar piece though, where you're talking about the training, is a lot of companies. Like my son works in this also with another company, and he's telling me about the people, and he's in his 20s. His age and all the way up into one of the other people he just started working with, it's mid 30s, that they don't know how to do 90% of anything on a computer. So to them, yes, today's age, yes.
Right,
Well,
wow.
for the younger ones, it's, you know, they know how to use a cell phone. They use maybe an iPad that's personal, but nothing when it comes to a corporate environment. It's completely alien to them.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, I'm shocked
Yeah,
when I hear these stories.
Yeah,
Shocked.
I guess I shouldn't be, because I do know a lot of, the statistics on browsers and access, where most of it's coming mobile today and that
Yeah.
sort of thing. Wow.
So they know how to use a cell phone.
I'm glad they have good eyes to see those little screens. That's why I'm sitting here with my readers on, half the time, or most of the time. So yeah, no, I think what we're saying, the whole same thing over and over and over again is train your folks. Teach them the good things and the bad things. Lock your screen when you get up. Change your passwords frequently. Keep those passwords documented in a secure application. Just don't let people hang over your shoulder while you're typing something in.
So good habits, just basic good habits.
They're good habits, yeah. So, and it doesn't have to be rocket science. It just needs to be some very common sense IT practice things.
Okay. Yeah, I agree.
Enough said?
Yep.
Enough said. All right, folks. Jim, Slick Cyber Systems, Steve, Chris. Hope you're enjoying the video series. You can reach us at 570-215-8888 and slickcybersystems.com. And we have chat mechanism. We have all kinds of ways to get a hold of us. Yeah. So, please, if you have questions about any of this stuff, or even questions about what should I train on, or how frequently should I be doing this, blah blah blah, we can help you. Give us a shout. Take care. Talk to you in a bit. If you find this content helpful, please like the video, subscribe, and share with your friends and your colleagues. Thank you.